First and foremost, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, double honor to the elders of Great Millstone, and salutation to all Yakim on highways and byways, teaching his work sincerely and faithfully. This title is going to be about Jacob's trouble. It's going to be about Jacob's trouble and troubling times that are ahead. I'm going to title it Troubling Times Ahead. I'm going to read the title. Wealthy elite swimming pools and lush gardens are leading to water shortages for everyone else. Wealthy household water usage is driving water crisis in major states worldwide. New research finds, April 15th, 2023, from the news site fortune.com. Across the globe, an imminent water crisis is brewing. A drought in the Colorado River basin currently threatens the water supply of 7 states, 6 of which agreed on a new water sharing plan after a leaked email from a water manager noted in January that we're all headed to a very dark place. Over in Delhi, India, an ongoing water shortage is set to worsen, and in Europe, Italy plans to appoint a special commissioner to address the country's drought crisis. By 2025, two-thirds of the world's population may face water shortages, according to WWF. Now a new study sheds light on one of the factors pushing us in that direction, that the wealthy who live in big cities. A recently published paper in Nature Substantiability highlighted how wealthier households and consumption habits often drive water crises in cities. It used data to develop a model on how cities use water, looking at Cape Town as a case study for other urban centers given its severe drought from 2015 to 2017 and subsequent water restriction known as the Day Zero crisis, as well as the city's stark socioeconomic inequalities. Researchers found that the rich use more water than the rest of the population, and that they're generally in better shape during a drought, effectively escaping the problem to exacerbate. Elite and upper middle class groups represent 1.4% to 12.3% of Cape Town's total population, but use more than half of the city's water. 51%, on the other hand, lower income households and informal dwellers, who make up 61.5% of the city populations, use just 27% of the city's water. The more well-off households, who the researchers found have access to both public and private water, use slightly more than 2,100 liters per household daily, typically for non-essential purposes like watering their gardens, washing their cars, or filling their swimming pools. On the other hand, everyone else's water use is about meeting basic needs like staying hydrated and bathing. During Cape Town's 2-year drought, lower income groups reduced their daily water consumption by 51%, while more privileged groups reduced their water usage to a greater extent, mainly by pausing those non-essential activities that was from their already high consumption rates. Drought-related restrictions can leave lower-income households without enough water to meet their basic water demands for bathing. Bathing, laundry, cooking, and sustaining their livelihoods. The researchers explained because the rich had access to private water resources, such as bottled water or even rainwater harvesting systems, they were also quick to recover from drought-related shocks. So people are gonna feel it. I'm not gonna read I'm gonna read down. I think we understand the point that there's gonna be a water crisis coming. People are using up all the water, right? So they're saying that the rich people get more access to it than the average person. And then they're using it more for sprinklers, right? For swimming pools, for stuff that's not even that's not even needed. I'm gonna get this, but Jake ain't worried about that. What did the scripture say? 2 Ezra chapter 6 verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. Then you see right now how the words are all kind of weirded out. You know, there's a V in front of the N. You know, yeah, just But the full store shall suddenly be found empty. So that's going into the water. That's going into appliances. Just talking about food, right? Everything to be empty. No one's not gonna be worrying about appliances. Like there's not gonna be no more people buying what do you call them? Deep freezers, refrigerators, dishwashers, what's Salaki, washing machines, dryers. They're not gonna be more of no more of those. People are not gonna have the money, right? They're not gonna be not only that, but like anything, because most of the stuff made in America is imported from other countries. So when those other countries are not using a dollar no more, what do you think is gonna happen to all those goods? They're not gonna be available. But the major things people should be worrying about is food. Food, right, water. But that's not gonna be here during Jacob's trouble. Jake is too busy doing nothing. Doing folly, Eve folly. They're gonna be caught off guard. Even Jake gonna be caught off guard. And not only that, but the other nations too. But the other nations, doesn't even matter. They're wicked anyway. They're going to slavery, right? But Jake out there, Jake don't want to take heed, right? And how long have the elder apostles been out there on the highways and byways, stretching out their hand and no man regarded, right? 20 plus years they have, and that's a long time. Jake, they have no excuse. No, Jake's not gonna have any excuse on that day because if you see Kanye West, Kyrie Irving, we're not the only ones who talk so late. This was broadcasted basically all over the world, right? Because Kanye West, he was on TV, right, and he was talking about the anti-Semitic, the real Jews are black, all that. So people have an idea. Everybody has an idea. You can't say you didn't hear about it, And you could have went in depth and tried to look up what's this mean, the Black Hispanics and Native Americans. You could have did a lot with the information that Kanye West was Kanye West was talking about. Oh, he was on a Drinks Champs. He was on podcasts. He was on YouTube. He was on Facebook. He was on everywhere. So if you seen his video of him talking about the Hebrew Israelites, you have no excuse. Kyrie Irving too. Kyrie Irving said the same thing. A lot of these celebrities are gonna be speaking out because Esau is gonna make a false flag attack. He's paying these celebrities to talk about it, to bring us up more. But people are not gonna have no excuse. A lot of we're gonna get persecuted. We may be blasted all over the internet. Hebrew Israelites getting arrested for terrorism, right? They created a bomb. He's talking a lie, right? Fox News, NBC, ABC, CNN, or whatever, right? We may be on the news. And if you've seen that on the news, I think like CNN. I know a lot of these news channels got a lot of followers. Like over 1 million followers, like 400 million, 300 million, whatever. Right? America watches the news. Americans, whatever. Jake, you know. Then newspapers, then social media, then eventually everybody's gonna notice. Everybody's gonna know, and you're not gonna have any excuse. Jake is gonna. Jake ain't ready for what's coming. Jake's too busy. Jake is just too busy doing nothing. They're gonna be caught unaware. What? But I'm gonna get USA Today. 18,000 cows killed in explosion. Fire at Texas dairy farm may be the largest cattle killing ever. The first spread Slocky. The first spread quickly through the holding pen where thousands of cows were crowded together waiting to be milked, trapped in deadly confines after subduing the fire at the West Texas dairy farm Monday evening. Officials were stunned at the scale of livestock, with death left behind. 18,000 head of cattle perished in fire at the South Fork Dairy Farm near Denmit, Texas, or about 20% of the cattle slaughtered in America on any given day. A dairy farm worker rescued from the inside of the structure was taken to the hospital and was in critical but stable condition. As of today, there were no other human casualties. We don't seem to learn. The West Texas fertilizer plant explosion 10 years later. It's mind-boggling. Dimmitt Mayor Roger Malone said, I don't think it's ever happened before around here. It's a real tragedy. They're doing a lot of, the Esau is doing a lot of damage from oil spills, train derailments. These train derailments have chemicals on it, oil, bunch of forever, Now you got farm getting blowing up, food facilities. Esau is trying to push that food shortage thing heavily. It was the biggest single incident of death of cattle in the country since the Animal Welfare Institute, a Washington-based animal advocacy group, began tracking barn and farm fires in 2013. How many cows died in dairy fire? 18,000, enough for 26 football fields. Wow, that's a lot. That easily surpassed the previous high of 2020 fire at an upstate New York dairy farm that consumed about 400 cows, said Ali Granger, a policy associate at the institute. The Texas fire is the deadliest fire involving cattle we know of. She said, in the past, we have seen fires involving several hundred cows at a time, but nothing anything near this level of mortality. This wasn't a normal fire because it killed over 18,000 cows. There must have been some type of explosion taking place. I was watching 9/11. After 9/11, there were firefighters. They said they heard explosions within the building. That's telling you right there that, that 9/11 was an inside job. But this, this, this right here had to be an explosion. Like Esau's pushing. People. Jake ain't prepared for this. Jake ain't ready. Jake's too busy doing this. Let me get the scripture. Matthew 24:37. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving into marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark. So Jake ain't taking heed. Jake ain't worried about no cows being blown up to smithereens. Jake ain't worried about that water shortage. Jake's too busy doing nothing. Jake's too busy doing nothing. And knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. So this is coming. Jake think this is gonna be like Jake is something. Jake just wants to play games forever. And that's our people's problem. They just like to play. Man, Jacob Trouble's coming, man. I was just watching a video. This Christian church was pushing that. They got Jake with dreadlocks trying to be the Lord with lifting the cross. And you got Eve whip. It's just some weird, cringy role play type thing. In a church whipping him with the whip and like you're mocking the Lord. I think it's all fun and games. Till the Lord puts these people to death. Till people start dropping dead, then that's when people want to be serious. No. Keep playing. That's all Jake want to do is keep playing. Like all they want to do. Everything's a joke all the time, But yeah, that's what's coming. A lot of death, a lot of misery. Jake ain't ready. Jake's, you know, all right. Let me just. I got this. Oh, I said JV. I'm going to start from Jeremiah 30 and 1. The word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord, saying, Thus speaketh the Lord Yahweh of Israel, saying, Write thee all the word that I have spoken unto thee in a book. For lo, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will bring again the captivity of my people Israel and Judah, saith the Lord, and I will call them to return to the land that I have gave to their fathers, and they shall possess it. These are the words that the Lord spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah. For thus saith the Lord, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man hand with his hand on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. So, like, men are gonna be panicking at it. You're gonna have grown men with their hand on their loins. You seen a man travail with child. So basically, question. So in a way, it's asking you like, have you ever seen a man give birth to a child? No. But that's how horrific it's gonna be for some men out there, because they didn't choose to fear the Lord. They chose to do folly. They chose to do wickedly. There not gonna be no food. Ain't gonna be no water. Probably gonna be martial law troops. Gonna probably be neo Nazis. You're gonna have Esau, the KKK. The up. What's the new version of the KKK? Neo Nazis, the Proud Boys, or. But yeah, this is Jake ain't paying attention. Jake ain't watching for the signs. Esau's getting fed up. And every time I see Esau, he's getting angry. Esau is getting mad, But Jake ain't watching it. Jake ain't watching nothing, you know. But saying like a roaring lion seeking whom he may devour. But Jake ain't watching Esau. Esau, you see Esau getting more. You can just, his continence, is showing. The horns it's gonna show soon. A lot of mass shootings are happening, right? A lot of shootings. People are getting hung, you know. But people aren't paying attention to any of this. Jake is too busy being stupid, right? And that's Esau is gonna come down with great wrath. He sees that he's losing power. He sees that his women are leaving him. He sees that he's losing financial. What's the word? Finance. It's Jake. Jake has no clue how. The blessing is to Esau. The sword is the blessing. Esau's blessing. So if Jake think, yeah, son, I'm gonna match his energy, son. Like, come on, nigga. Okay, look with your Glock. One clip of 15 bullets. Jake doesn't even shoot straight. Jake shoots sideways or at one hand sideways, just some type of dumb. Jake ain't ready. Yo, but this is what's gonna happen. But Jake did not choose to fear the Lord. Jake rather worship Tupac. Damn, Damon. Worship what's one of these rappers? It doesn't even matter. They're gonna die too. May Esau go after. May Yahweh try to strike these damn celebrities. Esau just run through their house. These celebrities that get on my nerve. Little Dirk and NBA young boy. Was it NLE Chopper? All these celebrities, man. Ice Spice. May they suffer. For leading our people astray. Them damn churches, especially them churches, them celebrities. They all just need to go. They've done nothing for our people, but set confusion. But Jake ain't ready. Jake has no clue. There's gonna be a food shoot. You're gonna be race crisis coming. Jake's gonna realize it's happening, but it's gonna be already too late. You know. You know. All right. Um. But with that, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Double honors to the elders, great millstone, and salutation to all Yakim on the highs and byways. Till next time, say Shalom.